good guy. You can tell the guy's a good guy. You know what I mean? But I think the last General Lee they auctioned off went for $10 million. It was for charity too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of guys they are. Yeah, I'm going to take a car that I can make $10 million off of, and I'm going to give it to charity. Like, mind you, the guy's probably already got millions of dollars from the show, but I mean, all these years later, you think of all the shows from the 1970s, the Duke Boys, you mentioned Duke Boys, and people still know who you're talking about, even people that never saw the show, you know. Now, if you're Canadian, it's like, okay, we're going to watch the Duke Boys, then the Littlest Hobo, and then it's 9 o'clock, and I'm going to bed. Yeah, you guys remember? You guys remember that? Lunchtime at school, you came home, you watched Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Flintstones. You had enough time for tomato soup, crackers, and sandwiches, and you got your ass back to the school. And then when you came home, you watched the Price is Right. Had to watch Price is Right for whatever. Mom wanted to watch Price is Right. And after the Price is Right, there was the Incredible Hulk, Steve Austin, the Partridge Family, the Incredible Shrinking, the Bionic Woman as well, Wonder Woman. They weren't all on the same day, but and then it was always the Hulk, and then the Hulk, Duke Boys, Dukes of Hazzard, and then Littlest Hobo. Oh, and then Seeing Things. Do you guys, if you're Canadian, do you remember Seeing Things? I loved that show. Bruno Drusi in it. No, that was Beachcombers. Yeah, Beachcombers was the weekends though. And of course, Danger Bay. What was the girl's name? Nicole? Was it Nicole? Every little boy had a crush on that girl. It's like, I'm going to watch Danger Bay because I want to learn about ecology. Ah, Danger Bay. There's the girl, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, to be a kid again. And then the Degrassi stuff. Yeah. I think at first it was Degrassi Street, then it was Degrassi Junior High. And then whatever it was. But anyway, there was a lot of cult following shows. But like the Littlest Hobo still plays on one of the retro channels, so does of course the Duke Boys do. But Seeing Things as well. It was about this guy. Okay, I forget what happened to him, but he gets hit in the head. Right, he gets hit in the head. Right, and he's in the hospital with a coma. He comes out of the coma, and everything's fine. And all of a sudden, he would see like somebody would get murdered or something like that, and then he would see who did it and stuff like that. It was like it was a good show for its time. I can imagine if you watched it now, you'd probably laugh at it. But and then of course the Beachcombers. Beachcombers was always, you know, Relic and all that. Yeah, yeah. So that's what, like late 1970, early 1980s. Then you had Little House on the Prairie and Partridge Family, all that stuff. Yeah, we need wholesome shows like that again. You know, the Duke Boys were pretty wholesome, considering they were moonshine smugglers. You know, speeding and outrunning the cops all the time. But otherwise they were good role models. But the show was about family. It was about family and community. Yeah, it was wholesome. Just in a questionably legal way. Yeah. And of course every young boy had a crush on Daisy Duke, right? Yeah, but Seeing Things, yeah, I remember that one. I remember the first time I watched it, my mom and dad watched it, and I was like, oh, this is a good show. Again, you probably watch it now and be like, it's like watching The Littlest Hobo, like, the effects were so good at the time, but you realize there was actually no effects. It was just, they were filming this dog trying to get petted by people and make it look, and they'd add growling sounds to make it sound like the dog was taking somebody down. I learned later on, like, especially now with CGI, most dog scenes where you see the dog actually attacking somebody, they CGI out the tail because the dog's actually like wagging his tail happy, so they have to modify the tail and make him look like he's angry. Oh yeah, good times, good times. Yeah. Then there was SCTV with John Candy, Bizarro. Woo! there where I nearly spun out that time, there was the first snowfall with my dad's truck. Because you get like a wind tunnel at the top here, right? I know I've said it before, but like my cousin and I, we used to go get Formica and Fool's Gold, and we'd climb up over the tops of these things there. They blasted all this out when I was a kid. Yeah, we used to find all kinds of quartz, Formica, Fool's Gold. What was the other one? Because you used to be able to collect the Formica, and they'd pay you by the pound. Yeah, they still use it, but they don't use it as much. They used to use it in like sunglasses and stuff like that, but now they've got like plastics that'll do it, eh? Taking a nap. Oh, I remember when all those cyclists with the big truck behind me coming down this hill. All the cyclists come around over the top here, and there's cyclists all over the middle of the road. Oh, how nobody died that day. 2 trucks nearly went head to head because of these freaking cyclists. I'm all for like cyclists being allowed to be on the road, but when it's a 90 highway, when it is a rural highway, they should be on over the white line. You know what I mean? Like there's, you know, it's just too dangerous. Especially, I mean, they were out to the yellow line. I had to pass them over here. The other truck missed the other truck right about here. 2 tractor trailers. And the tractor trailer guy obviously couldn't slow down enough without going. Like, there could have been like 100 people killed that day because of these stupid cyclists. I remember I stopped over here. I said, guys, you got to stay over. I said, you nearly put 2 trucks in the ditch. You know? Yeah, because no, it was down right about here. The truck was about here. I just went around the corner and tucked in. And the other guy came around. They missed each other right about here. No way to stop either one. Must have scared the shit out of this guy coming this way. And it was just full of cyclists. Right up to the yellow line. And of course, my battery died, so I couldn't get it on video. Because I wanted those people to get fines for sure. Every one of them. You know what I mean? Like, there was no reason to be on this, you know, like, especially on a blind hill where there's tractor trailers going. You know, well, it's my right to be here. Yeah, but that's 130,000 pounds of truck that can't stop. Anyway, that's my rant for... Imagine that, it's November and I'm still bitching about bicycles from 2 summers ago. I like cycling, but you know, like some people have the wrong attitude about it. I've never, ever put somebody off the road or made them come out. You know what I mean? I've always practiced law of tonnage, right? Even if I have the right to, I still wouldn't do it. Why? Because I just don't. You have to come out to the other lane, like right out of Crescent here. Some cyclists are in the center of the road here. Yeah, you're going head on into the other guy. So well, just slow right down. Well, you can't. There's somebody behind you. You know what I mean? You're at 55 miles an hour or 90 kilometers an hour. You know what I mean? So when they come around out of nowhere, you know what I mean? On a highway, you're not expecting them on the highway. Well, that's no excuse. You got to be vigilant. All that. They're got to be reasonable. You're not expecting people on the highway with bicycles. You know what I mean? Cycles. Or they should be at least on the other side of the white line and enforce it. You know, because it will save lives. Like cyclists get killed all the time because of their bad attitudes. They think they own the road, right? You know. Anyway, so I'm almost home. I bought some food, but I only took a little nibble. So I can still smell it, and I'm like still hungry. So I'm gonna eat as soon as I get home. It's driving me nuts. I'm like, need to eat more. Oh wow, look at all the scrap metal over there. Yeah, I got a lot of people this week. Reg, you doing your scrap metal anymore? I said, well, yes and no. If I can get a good load, I can talk Paul into. I don't mind going halves with him. I got some good stuff, not a lot of good stuff. This straight stretch right here. you can't pass